All right, back with another video, y'all. This one's a little different. I'm gonna kind of jump away from the getting locked up stuff for a second because I'm kind of keep talking about jail all the time and coming with these crazy stories and all this negative stuff. So I'm gonna switch the mood a little bit. So this one I'm gonna touch on. A lot of people be wondering how I ended up in Arizona, and this shit, man, it's crazy. So I haven't even told a lot of people this story, honestly. And it's not because I'm ashamed or like, because honestly, I don't even care, to be honest with you. Ain't nothing in my life that I'm ashamed of, nothing in my life that I hide. Like, I'm an open book. That's why I tell you all these stories. It's not to glorify the life that I live. It's not to say, like, it's cool being on the run, it's cool. It's not to say promote going to jail is cool. None of that's cool. Bro, if you don't have to go to jail, don't go to jail. Don't get in trouble. Don't do none of that. But I just share this with y'all because hopefully somebody could get some insight from it, or hopefully it could help somebody. Or just, I'm just telling my story. Like, you know what I mean? It's just my life, what I've been through, and it's real. And I think it need to be told. Okay. But anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. So, how I ended up in Arizona. This is a long story. I'm gonna try to make this short as possible though, because it's a lot that adds up to me coming to Arizona. But let's just break it down. I'm gonna just start off in Connecticut. I ain't even gonna talk about all the events that happened. So basically, I was in Bridgeport, Connecticut, staying with my cousin, and I used to be on the chat lines a lot. I was meeting a man. I met so many freaking chicks off the chat line. Like I was all over the place, like Connecticut, Newark. Like New Jersey, I was all over New Jersey, all over New York, all over Connecticut. Man, I'd have been like all over the place up and down the East Coast. But long story short, I was on the chat line. That's when they had the boost phones out, the chirp phones. And I used to have this boost phone. And I think it was Air G, Boost Air G or something. It was a minute ago. And I used to go on that a lot and like meet chicks, local chicks in the area, stuff like that. Y'all excuse me, my freaking eye itch. But yeah, so I was chilling in Bridgeport, so I used to talk to chicks a lot on like this little chat line. So I had got a request from a chick from Phoenix, Arizona, and I just used to look at it. I swear I looked at it for like a month or 2 months before I even replied to it because it's like I'm from the East Coast, from the South, you know. So it's like I ain't never pictured myself being in no Arizona. So I'm like, bro, I'm not even about to talk to nobody from Arizona because I know I ain't gonna be there. There's no point even wasting my time. So it was one of those nights. I think I was just chilling, all drunk, fresh from the club, and just like chilling. All the chicks, I done talked to all my little chicks, done burnt all that stuff out. So it's to the point now where I'm just like, you know what? This the last option I got. This little Phoenix chick. I'm like, I'm just gonna see where it goes. Not even expecting to even come to Phoenix or even take it serious. It was just a experiment, basically, you know. So I accept the friend request. So boom, we got to talking. This was probably like close to the end of the year. I know when I came, it was like around January, around tax time. So me and the girl talked. We talked for a minute. I ain't know it was gonna get that serious. We used to talk, sit on the phone all night long for like hours to 2, 3 in the morning. I'm talking about like high school, going to sleep on the phone and everything. So we talked for like 3 months. So after like 3 months of us talking, she just popped the question like, "What do you think about coming to Phoenix, Arizona?" And not to mind you, in my mind, I'm like, hell yeah, I go because I'm on the run. So it's like all my East Coast bridges done burned. So it's to the point now I ain't even got nowhere else to go on the East Coast. So I'm like, Phoenix would be a good place to explore, like a good getaway, you know? So she's like, what you think about coming to Phoenix? In my mind, I'm like, yeah, but in my mouth, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm like, I don't really know. Cause at the time I really didn't know. I'm like, man, I would hate to get way out there and get caught up, you know? So, but my mind clicking like, bro, you ain't got nothing to lose. You basically done like your life's over with. Like you ain't really got nothing to lose. You can only win at this point. So me and my little adventurous mind, I'm like, you know what? I'll go. But I'm like, so when we got to talking about that, I really just like got real with her, like start explaining my situation. Like, look, you know I'm on the run. You know if I come, I can't work, I can't take care of you, I can't do nothing. I ain't gonna really be able to move around like that. And so she like, oh, it's okay, I got you, and this, that, da 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 da. So she like, what if I she was like, what if I buy your ticket and send you some money? Would you come? So I'm like, man, if you do that, I'm like, it's a go. Not still really taking this serious because I'm thinking she just talking to be talking. I'm like, ain't nobody thousands of miles away gonna do that, you know? So long story short, the time come. So she ended up calling me on the day she said she was gonna call me. And I'm really still not taking this serious. I'm like, man, this girl ain't about to do all that madness, you know? So she called me the day to go get the money. It was like a long day. So I'm like, man, she gonna back out on me. So she ended up calling me like, baby, the money's in there. And she gave me the control number. At that time, it was like Western Union real big. So I go to the Western Union with the control number. It was the right amount of digits. So I give them the number. Man, they gave me like $500 back. I'm like, what? So I'm all excited now. I'm like, yeah, she's serious. So I end up going like shopping, buying a few little nice things, you know, to get fly when I come out and just a bunch of stuff. And so the next week I think was the time for me to leave. So she was like, I done bought the ticket already. It's gonna be there. You got to show an ID to get there, but I have no ID. So like long story short, in between there, all my family, everybody telling me, bro, don't go to Arizona. You don't got no family out there. You don't know nobody out there. Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, I'm going. This chick done sent this money. If this ticket there, I'm out. They all trying to convince me not to go. Like, man, you don't know what's out there. What if this chick trying to set you up? What if she trying to kill you? And this, I'm like, bro, can't nothing worse than me happen that already ain't happened. Like, can't nothing happen to me worse than what's already been happening. I'm like, it can only get better at this point. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, shit, killing me or setting me up is like shit, saving my life. Like, that's good to me. Like, because honestly, it was so bad that by that time, man, it was like I didn't even care like about dying or none of that. I didn't even care, bro. Like seriously. So the I ended up going to the train station. I ended up having to catch the train because I couldn't catch no bus or plane because they had a red flag on my name and I was wanted. So I ended up going to the train station and I had to use my cousin ID to get my ticket. So I used the ID, get the ticket. And they was all just looking at me sad, like, bro, I can't believe you really about to go way to Arizona. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. I done have my stuff packed. I'm ready to go. So the ticket came out. I'm like, okay, I took a ID back to the car. I'm like, I'm gone. I see y'all. Da da da. Now, not to mind you, soon as I left, like a few days after I left, the feds kicked the door in Connecticut. That's how much I kept missing these police. That's how I know this was all God intervention, man. So it's like soon as I left, the feds had kicked the door in. I rode 3 days on the train to get to Arizona. I took a 3 day trip. I rode on the train for 3 days, man. Like 3 whole days. We had like a freaking 20-hour layover in Texas. Oh, let me tell you about the story in Texas while I'm on it. So we was coming. We ended up coming, leaving from Connecticut. We went to Penn Station in Jersey. And then we just like kind of start shooting to the west. We stopped in Chicago. We stopped a lot of places, St. Louis, a lot of places I got to walk around and explore, you know. But so in Texas, right, I had met like this girl from Iowa. I met like 3 or 4 people on the train. So we all got cool and just used to hang out while we was on the trip. We go to Texas. We was in San Antonio walking downtown. We end up going to a bar, everything, like hanging out for a while. So we go to Denny's. Bro, why wouldn't we go to Denny's? I'm talking about the whole police force had to been in this Denny's in San Antonio. So don't nobody on this train know I'm on the run. So I'm like kind of hesitant walking with them in Denny's. I'm like, man, the whole force is in there. And there's like nothing but cops sitting in there eating. So we go in there and I kind of sit down, but I'm acting kind of nervous. The guy told us, he's like, yo, everything on me. Y'all order what y'all want to order. So we everybody order stuff. I'm like watching these cops and stuff. So they ended up getting up, leaving. So I was kind of cool then. But long story short, 3 days, I ended up coming out here to Arizona. By the time I hit Texas, that's when I realized what I'm doing. Now everything's starting to hit me. I'm like, damn, what if this ain't real? What if this chick don't be there? What if she is crazy? Well, now all of this stuff's starting to hit me when I get close. But, I got here. It was a little scary because I had to wait for like 30, 45 minutes for him to show up. I got scared, like, man, I hope this girl coming. But she ended up coming. I think the closest train station they got to Phoenix is Tucson. So I ended up going to Tucson. That's probably like, I don't know, probably close to an hour away, 45 minutes, something like that, or a little more. I don't know. But I ended up going to Tucson, and they came and picked me up from Tucson and ended up in Phoenix. And this chick actually ended up being the one that got me locked up. She was actually the one that ended up calling the police on me and getting me arrested. And that's how I ended up getting extradited back. I'm gonna say that story for another video though. But if y'all want to know, that's how I got in Arizona, bro, on the chat line talking to this chick. Ended up getting caught out here. I got extradited back to North Carolina. I did my time. I came back to Arizona. End up getting my own stuff, doing my own thing, and hey, here I am, still here, man. Like, you couldn't have never told me back then, like way back then, like, bro, in 10, 15 years, you're gonna be in Phoenix. I would have laughed at you, bro. Like, man, get out of my face. I wouldn't have dare believe you. You couldn't have never told me like 10, 15 years ago I would be in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, it still blows my mind now to just sit back and think, like, bro, I'm in Arizona. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, that's how I ended up out here. But I think the next video, I'm gonna give y'all the story on this chick calling the police on me. And when I got locked up, oh my God, bro. This same chick that got me out here was the same chick that ended up calling the police on me, getting me locked up. Not to mind you, when I came, I was in like one of the worst neighborhoods too in Phoenix. I was staying on the south side in the townhouses. People from Phoenix know, if you know, you know about the townies. The townies off the chain out there on the south side. But yeah, so it's that's my story, bro. That's how I ended up out here. It ain't no magic, no nothing amazing, wonderful. That's how I ended up out here. But that's my story, how I ended up in Arizona. Until then, I see y'all in the next video, man. Y'all stay good, stay blessed, take care of yourself, work out, do your thing. Y'all be good. Have a good night.